Every year, the US military spends more than any other institution on Earth. But what if I told you on paper, the Pentagon has racked up $35 trillion in accounting adjustments, more than the entire US economy? So where did the money go? And why can't the world's most powerful military pass a basic financial audit? In 2019 alone, the Department of Defense made $35 trillion in accounting adjustments. That's more than 45 times the Pentagon's annual budget. These aren't just rounding errors. They're the result of double, triple, even quadruple counting as money moves between accounts, and of unsupported changes made to balance the books. To put it in perspective, if you combine the annual revenues of Apple, Microsoft, and Google 10 times over, you'd still be short of the Pentagon's accounting gap. Since 2017, the Pentagon has tried and failed 7 times to pass a full financial audit. In the most recent audit, the Department of Defense couldn't account for 63% of $4 trillion in assets. That means nearly 2/3 of what the military owns, talk about jets, ships, spare parts, even buildings, are missing from the books or can't be verified. Auditors say the Pentagon's records are so messed up that billions of dollars simply can't be traced. In fact, no major part of the Department of Defense has ever passed an audit. The Pentagon's accounting mess comes from decades of outdated systems, poor documentations, and a culture of just making the numbers add up no matter what. When auditors finally dig in, they find massive adjustments to cover up errors, missing receipts for trillions in spending, contractors managing billions in military assets with little oversight, warehouses full of equipment nobody knew existed, or worse, buying parts they already own. One report found the Navy had a warehouse with $126 million in spare parts that was missing from its own records, some of it for planes retired over a decade ago. This isn't just a paperwork problem. When the Pentagon can't track what it owns, it wastes taxpayer money buying equipment it already has, or loses track of expensive assets. Over the last 3 years, the Navy alone lost track of $3 billion in equipment. Meanwhile, contractors like Lockheed Martin manage hundreds of billions of dollars in spare parts for programs like the F-35, but the Pentagon has almost no visibility into what's lost, damaged, or destroyed. The Government Accountability Office has flagged the Pentagon's accounting as high risk for waste, fraud, and abuse since 1995. Even today, the department says it might take until 2031 to clean up its books. Congress keeps increasing the defense budget over $800 billion this year, despite the Pentagon's inability to show where the money goes. And as new conflicts arise, like the war in Ukraine, the spending only grows, with little oversight. Ultimately, it's American taxpayers who foot the bill for lost equipment, duplicate purchases, and reckless spending. Money that could go to schools, roads, or healthcare is lost in the Pentagon's black hole. Pentagon officials say they're making progress and hope to pass an audit by 2028 or later, but after decades of failed attempts, many experts remain skeptical. Until the Department of Defense can track its own spending, the $35 trillion question remains: where did the money go?